very, very early. And of course, our own Robert Wutimba is in the middle to oversee proceedings.
Yeah, quite a milestone for Robert Wutimba being the referee in this game. It will definitely go a long way in boosting his profile, as well as Kenya are on the onslaught, and it is Griffin Mwaluwakwe. Clearly, you can see the kind of momentum with which they have started. Another very good recycling of the ball coming in from the scrum half here. Samuel Moi Asafi. Kenya continue to dominate play here. Barry Robinson Young, the fly half. Zimbabwe holding their lines quite well. Again, Barry. And now, of course, it's Walter Okoth. Kenya in the 22 of the Zimbabweans, as the Zimbabweans defend their lines and kick the ball away. But then there is a whistle for an infringement here, and I guess it's possibly going to be ball to Zimbabwe or something. Could there have been a knock on there? Just Alan, where do you think this game is won and lost? Because we know that the stakes are very high. Kenya just beat Uganda in the quarterfinal. Zimbabwe, on the other hand, played against Morocco and won quite comfortable. The Kenyan one against Uganda was much tighter. What do you expect will be the margins that separate the two sides?
I don't believe it's going to be anything more than 10 points because both teams know how to cancel each other out. And looking at the set pieces and the scrum downs and the lineouts are going to be very, very crucial. Both teams are going to force each other into making those mistakes. So seeing how the first scrum down is holding, whoever has the advantage in this one, and they've been told to use the ball, it is going to be a battle in the midfields as well, because both teams are going to go at each other, and the Jackal there is successful in terms of the turnover.
Yes, ball to Zimbabwe, a penalty to them. Yes, is it a case of holding onto the ball there?
Yes, what happened was the player went into the contact without support being really close, and that is going to happen a lot depending on how quickly your support can go, especially in the midfield, because the Kenyans have strong runners and they would want to use them to overpower the Zimbos. But as that goes, both teams are going to really put out a strong. And again, like we talked about the set pieces, let's look at how the lineouts are going to form, because the Zimbabwe have actually been getting their set pieces pretty smooth.
Yeah, exactly, and that was a nice one executed there by Mandoma, the hooker for Zimbabwe. Just threw the ball quite nicely there for them to gain the advantage. Matthew Mandioma. The kick back there by the Kenyans, but Zimbabwe just pick it up there quite well. Tapiwa Mafura.
It will also come into play how the teams set up the series, and you see Silky running there
with shot number 13 there, getting the touchdown. Brown on Mudie Kendiezi with the first try of the game. That looked quite easy, Alan.
Well, Brandon there did show a clean pair of heels, and from a very, very short angle, it seemed like the Kenyans had it covered. But when you look at the pace of Edward Sigauke and Matthew McNabb, it is going to cause a lot of pain. And there, just so the big man just was out of his depth there.
Yeah, but you see, that was speed of, you would say, a winger. And the big man, you wouldn't expect him to have that kind of pace. And the Zimbabwe fans are already in delirium here. And I think that the home fans, the Ugandan fans, are supporting Zimbabwe.
It is possibly a case of they are feeling the pains of Kenya getting one over them in the quarterfinals. They would not want the noise of Kenyan banter coming through if they pipped them here. But
4 minutes already in, and a try. Bit of a surprise that a try could be in at this time, as
judging from how Zimbabwe began in the quarterfinal, they really began slow. This time, Ian Pryor missing his first kick of the actual tournament because he was 100% off the boot in the quarterfinals that they played.
Against
but
Morocco.
That's a whole different mindset.
I guess there's a bit of a wind also blowing across, and you think it determines how well you direct the ball between the poles there.
Yes, the wind is definitely blowing against that kick. And yeah, you see, Mose Kenyezi had to put his head down, tuck the ball in, and
sets his bow and arrow
on target there. The restart comes to Kenya.
Yeah, and Kenya now will be trying the utmost to just get back into this one. You don't want to allow Zimbabwe to get control of the game and stay with the lead for quite some time. George Nyambua there, Kenyan captain, trying to gain territory there. Good recycling there by John Kobu there. Then number 13 for Kenya, just darting in. That's Bryson Agesa Daka. And Kenya, that's a knock-on this time. A bit of the pressure, a bit of the nerves there that are setting in on Bethwell Anami.
It was just a case of taking your eye off the ball just to gauge where the defense.
But there was an offside.
Where the defense is. Penalty to Kenya.
Yeah.
Offside infringement there by the Sabres. They couldn't get behind the
Kenya
offside
saved
line.
by that whistle.
I actually think it's Zimbabwe that has been saved by the whistle because they were really pegged back into the half. The Kenyans choosing not to go for the 3. They want to try the rolling more. Rolling more.
Good decision.
Yeah, well, good decision. It's good to try it out early. Then you will see.
Still have the energy.
also, you see what they're made of because then your next decisions are based on how this lineup goes.
Just look at the anxiety among the Kenyan fans there in anticipation of something from this moving mall. But then
try time, Kenya.
For the Kenyans. Wow, that is quite a quick reaction. Hope we can get to see who actually touched the ball down. So it's 5-5 already. That just tells you how the tone has been set for this one, Alan.
I have a strong feeling it is Eugene Sifuna because after you throw the ball up in the line out, the hooker is the first person to actually get it when it comes down. So I believe it is Eugene Sifuna there. And using their ball, like I said, they're going to use the rolling ball to good effect as a tactic that many South Africa tacticians really, really like.
Why in particular, as we watch John Kubo to take the conversion here for the Kenyans, you're still explaining why they're going to rely quite a bit on the rolling ball.
Yeah, being from South Africa, they use it a lot, even the national team. So as Jerome Powerwater there has grown up in the South Africa system, it is a system that they actually use for very, very quick points. As the ticker goes, John Kubu just gets it off at the 6-meter mark, skews it to the right of the upright. So the Kenyan, the South African tacticians really, really like using the rolling ball. It's an easy way to get the forwards of their feet.
Rolling ball keeps moving, pegging back the Zimbabweans, and there you are. It's touched down.
Yeah.
And that looks like a front rower. Clearly, we'll get a confirmation to see the shot. Oh, now get the shot number there.
Andrew Kabura was actually in the stands, yes.
Yeah. Seems to be supporting Kenya. And now that's not a good reception by the Kenyans. And that was the shot number 4. We just didn't get the touch on the ball. Jojo Tieno Nyambua, the captain. It's actually shot number 6 who didn't receive the ball. Thomas Okeyo. Yeah, but penalty to the Kenyans. It was Robinson Barry Young. Definitely kick for territory. A bit of a mystery. I thought that it would turn out to be a knock-on from the Kenyans.
Robert Wujimba adjudged that to actually be in the same line of play. So he assumed it was actually flat. So the Zimbabwe players were not playing off their advantage as the line out goes up, and it has been snatched
by the Zimbabweans. Already you can see the tone that has been set here in this game. It's high octane stuff here as the Zimbabweans now have the ball. And good swiveling of the ball here. The breakdown. Zimbabwe still keep a good hold of the ball, and it is Tapiwa Mafura. But then the Kenyans come in strong, but can they snatch the ball away, force a turnover? The Zimbabweans seem to have secured it. And Nyambua, you can see the aggression he's playing with, very enthusiastic. Another big hit here by the Zimbabweans. That is Jason Fraser. Pull the ball out. It's the number 9, the captain, Dariki. And a good reception there by Matthew McNabb, but then the whistle goes that McNabb did not release the ball while on the ground to let it be played, and that's why it's turned over. It's a penalty to Kenya.
Well, we would like to see that off the replay, and as he puts that down, he was released. Yeah, you see.
Keeps a hold of the ball.
Yes.
Zimbabweans clearly disappointed there.
I think it's just very, very quick thinking from Samuel Asati to actually get in there and see the opportunity and go for the jackal. He got there before the Zimbabwe support would be. Hilton Mudariki is still expressing himself and his reservations over that call. I believe they should have just got their support tighter.
Yeah.
But very good effort there in the air from McNabb. He just didn't have the support to actually get the ball and gather it.
Kenya play the ball into touch, so they've got an opportunity for the line now. Yet to see the man of the match of the previous game really impact this game. Omolo, Andy Cole, right there, shot number 5. He's there among the jumpers, but then couldn't get a hold of the ball. I thought there was a knock on by the Kenyans, Andy Cole, Omolo. So it's ball to the Zimbabweans.
Yeah, you have quick eyesight there. I think you've been eating your carrots in good favor. That's a disruption in the line out from the Zimbabwe Sabres, and that's a good contest. You see the hands going up for Godfrey Muzaragodwas, and in good stead. It's going to be a battle in the set pieces. It's all square, 11 minutes gone, 5 points apiece. Both teams have figured themselves out, or they're still feeling themselves out. Yeah. And it's going to go down to the wire, because this is a game that everybody has been very, very excited about.
Yeah, exactly. The anticipation has been sky high, and I'm sure that it's going to be very little that separates the two sides. Great tackle there by the Kenyans as they force a turnover, but then the whistle goes for a penalty.
No, that's a knock on the tackle. Yeah. As he was wrapped, the ball actually went forward. So
it's ball to the Zimbabweans.
What a chase, and what that moment would be like if that ball was actually on, because
definitely
there was going to be a scuffle for the line.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure that you look at that replay as Muderkedzi was tackled, but then there was a knock on clearly. Ball picked up there by Kenya's Agesa Adaka, but then the center, the referee Utimba had spotted early. That's what you think this means for the referee like Utimba being unofficial at the rack?
No, it actually shows that his work has been to very, very good effect, as they are playing advantage there. And look at that race, bouncing just out of touch. A little bit unfortunate.
Good kick there by the Zimbabweans.
Yes, they're looking for Edward Sigauke's pace down the left hand wing, and he is a flyer. And if you see as they put that ball up, he was just hoping that it would just bounce on and stay in field, and then that means you see the frustration there. He didn't get the bounce, and the smile means he was.
Yeah, but he still has a line now.
The 50-22 used to very, very good effect.
Line out here for Zimbabwe, and it is Matthew Mandioma with the responsibility to get the ball in, and they secure it quite well. Godfrey Muzanangoro, and then Mudariki, and then there's a big hit there. Zimbabwe,
as the ball comes out, Ian Pryor sends the ball out. Whoa!
And he keeps the ball in. Good play there by the Zimbabweans to keep the ball on, and that's Matthew McNabb. But then there was a big tackle there on Zimbabwe's Kudzai Mashawi. There, just look at that. McNabb
as John
just
Kubu
kept the ball in. And comes off a Kenyan. Will it be a line out to the Zimbabwean?
But I thought he was playing advantage over an earlier infringement.
George Nyambua, captains both being talked to by the referee. As Hilton Mudariki sends back the message to his teammates. It's a penalty. It's for the high tackle on the ears, and that you saw that incident. I thought it was quite huge on the Zimbabwean shot number 12, if I'm not mistaken, Kudzai Mashawi. So it's a penalty, and Ian Pryor will go for the pose.
Yeah, again, rugby is a game that promotes safety. Any contact on any player, whether attacking or defending, and above the shoulders, does then warrant a penalty kick. And Ian Pryor clearly with a shot at goal. I didn't want to give him the commentator's curse because I was actually going to say he seems that it's an area that he can't miss, but we know full well what happens.
8 now, and Kenya 5. 14 minutes played, quarter of an hour, close to it, I should say. But the kind of game you can't keep your eyes off.
Yes, it is end-to-end stuff, and both teams are bringing their A game. Barry Young, they are going to start us off. He's now going to wonder whether he's going to kick it short so that they can contest, or he goes long so that the Sables put it out on the full. So it's yet to see what kind of tactics they are going to employ. And he deploys to make the kick contestable.
Good pick up there by Zimbabwe's Godfrey Muzana. Now go there, picks it up, but the pressure comes in from the Kenyans.
And they have managed to turn it over.
It's good play by the Kenyans. They're hoping to build on this, and a good kick in and a big chase there. But then the ball is picked up well. Good reception there by Zimbabwe's Kudzai Mashawi.
End-to-end stuff. You cannot take your eyes off this one. And
exactly.
The fans who are in the stadium are at full voice. We have those who are supporting Kenya and Zimbabwe. We also have friends of Zimbabwe. We have friends of Kenya. Zimbabwe, the winners of last year's edition of the 2024 Rugby Africa Cup. Nambole hosting this. And the grounds have held up pretty well. The weather has been pristine. I think this is the kind of weather that rugby players will relish. It's not too hot. As McNow comes through, and I think he's in some discomfort. Look at him.
Yeah, I thought that was really aggressive coming in from Kenya's.
I think that is Griffin Chow.
Yeah, I thought that that was Griffin Chow, like you said.
Yeah,
I think he went in too hard, but I wonder whether that was not really excess force there he used. Yeah, just look at that.